Yesterday, this video popped up in my YouTube feed from FinShots TV. So I was very curious to see what the presenter is going to talk about in this video. So I just clicked and I watched the whole video. And yes, there were quite a lot of informative stuff covered in that video, and I agree to quite a lot of the points. But then there were quite a lot of points which I disagree to. So I wanted to create this video as a reaction video, but then I don't know exactly how the copyright policies work on YouTube, so I didn't really want to show the whole video and react onto that because the channel is very small here and I don't know if I get copyright issues and stuff, how will I handle it. So I didn't want to take all of those things, so I made a note. I have noted down quite a lot of points here and I will go through them one by one, and I will tell you all the points which I do not agree to. There were points related to living expenses and languages and things like that which I totally agree to. I will talk about the language part as well, but I will not talk about the living expense because that is something which varies from city to city, country to country, and also from individual to individual, how they want to live and what kind of living standards they prefer. So there are quite a lot of things in that. It's very subjective, so I'm not going to talk about the living expense side of things. But before I talk about anything else, I would really like to appreciate the effort that the presenter had put in, because I totally understand how difficult it is to bring in people from outside and to share their experience onto the channel. I have tried reaching out to a lot of people. Some people agree, most of the people don't agree. When I send like 100 messages, probably one or two people will respond and they will be like, yes, I am happy to share my experience. So I totally understand it's very hard, and she must have put in a lot of effort to do that, which is good. So yeah, that's what I will be talking about in this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go subscribe to the channel and be a part of Programming Kettle family, and also hit that bell icon to get notified every time the video goes live. And if you end up liking this video, please give it a thumbs up. It keeps me motivated to bring such videos for you guys. So with that being said, let's get started. So there were three people who came onto that video to share their experience, and by the way, I will leave the link in the description. Feel free to go and watch that video in full, just so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So ideally you should first watch that video and then come on to this video, but if you want to watch this video first and then go on to that video, that's totally up to you. So yeah, there were three students or three people who wanted to share their experience. The first person, I'm going to refer to my note, the first person was from London Business School, and London Business School is one of the top ranked university. It ranks around 7th as per QS World Ranking, so it's a pretty good university and a top ranked university. And I think the person also had some previous experience, and he was earning around 11 to 15 lakh Indian rupees in India. So he definitely had considerable amount of experience, and then he went for masters. So that is something which you really need to keep in mind. The next person was from Griffith University in Australia. So the university ranks at around 255 as per QS World Ranking again. And this person didn't have any professional experience because he mentioned that he had savings of 20 lakhs, and he earned that money from part-time jobs and trading and those kind of things. So I'm assuming he didn't have any professional experience. So that is again something key to make a note of. And the last person was from Bocconi International. Well, the course was International Masters. I don't exactly know what that course is, but he was from Bocconi University in Italy, and this university also ranks at around 20, or it is there or thereabout in top 20 universities. Again, a very good university, but he did mention that he stayed in Italy for a very short period of time and he stayed in Airbnb. So not sure if it was a full-length course or was just a small certificate course. I don't exactly know what that is, and different people are for different courses. So the person who went to Griffith University, he mentioned that he did professional accounting, and the person who went to London Business School, I think he would have done MBA or something like that, and the last person would have also done MBA. So this is just what I understood from their personal experience and what they were talking about around the course. So this is what they talked about, right? And now when they moved on to the placement part, they all mentioned that there was no placement like what you get in India. So the companies don't come to university and take interviews and then hire you from there. And yes, I agree, because even I have seen that in the UK. I don't think any of the universities provide that kind of placement. Yes, there are career fairs. A lot of companies come to your university. They showcase what they're doing and what type of roles are available. But at the end of the day, it will have to be you apply to those universities. And then you can also share your CVs and stuff, and if they feel like yes, your CV is good enough, you have a very good profile, then they may give you a call and you may have an interview. So it works in that way. But at the end of the day, it will all be you will have to go out and find a job. No company will come to the university and hire you. So all the students mentioned the same thing, and I totally agree to that point. The person from Griffith University, he also mentioned that the university didn't have any placement guarantees, and it makes sense that university didn't have anything of that sort, because as I mentioned, none of the universities say that they have placement guarantees, because no companies will come to the university and then hire you directly from the university. So again, I don't think that holds any value, to be honest. So yeah, that was about placement. The next thing was the teaching style. So they mentioned that the courses were very practical, except for the person who went to Griffith University. So they mentioned that the courses were practical, unlike what you get in India. It's very theoretical, and you appear for exams, written exams, and all those sort of things. If you want to have some professional or practical experience in India, you'll have to do it on your own. But from university side, you might not get those things. But that's not the case in other universities. So the university in the UK, LBS or London Business School, and Bocconi College or University, they both were very practical. They gave them a lot of different type of projects, and people had to work on those projects on their own independently. So they developed a lot of practical skills there. The person who went to Griffith University, he mentioned that everything was very simple, and it was taught in a very traditional way and a very theoretical way. So it might just be that university, or I don't exactly know how things are in Australia. I don't know how your Australian universities are. If you have any experience studying in Australian university, or if you know anyone, please share this video with them or ask them to share their experience in the comments. I don't know exactly how things are there, but in most of the foreign universities, the education is very practical, and that's what the person from London Business School mentioned, and also the person from Bocconi University mentioned. So the education is very practical and very different from what you get in India. And the other point was importance of language. So if you're studying in a non-English speaking country, the knowledge of local language is very important, because that will open up a lot more gates for you, as opposed to someone who just knows English. Even if it's an international company, they will still need people who can speak the local language to talk to the local team members and to local clients. So, and I also talked about this in the previous video where I talked about do's and don'ts of masters in data science. I would highly recommend checking out that video. I will leave a card somewhere here or here. I always forget which side it comes. But yeah, I will leave a card, or I will leave a link in the description. Do check out that video. I've talked about a lot of other things as well. So yeah, knowledge of local language is very important. So that was that. And at the end, all the three guys shared their experience. The person who went to London Business School, said that it was worth the money that he spent for his masters. He got a pretty good hike, so for him it was worth. The person who went to Griffith University, he left his program in between and came back to India because he thought it's not worth it. He focused quite a lot on part-time jobs and stuff, but couldn't make enough, so he left the program in between and came back. And the last person who went to Bocconi University, his feelings were mixed. He said that even if he wouldn't have pursued that masters, he would have reached there in a couple of years. It would have taken a little bit more time to reach to a position where he went after masters, but he would have reached there eventually anyways. So that was his experience. So I think the presenter, she was able to cover people from a lot of different tiers of universities with different type of experience. And at the end, she mentioned that if you want to pursue masters outside of India or pursue masters abroad, you should always go to top tier universities. Then only you will be able to get a good job after your masters. But I don't agree to that point, is because I have seen quite a lot of students here in the UK from a lot of universities which are not top ranked university, not even like top 250 universities. They're still able to find a job in the market with the right amount of effort. But then there are a lot of students who pursued masters from some of the Russell Group universities. They couldn't find job and they had to go back to India or their home country. So I would say not for everyone it is possible to go to top ranked universities because of few factors. One, the fees is very high, and I think that is the deciding factor. The fees for these universities are always like at least £40,000 for 1 year course. And the other thing is you can get scholarship, but for scholarship you need to have a very strong profile with good amount of experience and things like that. So for everyone it's not possible. And the second thing, it's very difficult to get into those universities. And the reason is because all the people with really good profile, with really good experience apply to those universities. So if you are someone who doesn't have any experience, or you haven't done anything notable as of yet in your bachelor's, then again it's very difficult to get into those universities. So those are the two main reasons why I think not everyone can go to top ranked universities to study abroad. And if you can't do that, that doesn't really mean that you should not pursue masters abroad. The only thing people from top ranked university get really good offer is because it is very difficult to get into those universities. And the people who actually get into those universities, they are actually very good and smart. They know what they're looking for. They always work towards those things. And when you are surrounded by those kind of people, you also do similar kind of things and you also know what you want. So everyone is working in a similar direction. But when you go to a low rank university or a university where the fees is less, there are a lot of people who just come there to chill and not really put in a lot of effort. They're just there to enjoy. And if you have people like those around you, you might also want to just take a little bit of a backseat and feel like I should also relax for a while. I can always study tomorrow. But as soon as you start thinking that way, you have stepped back, and you are probably not going to be as good as people who are in those top ranked university. They're not getting anything special, or they're not getting extra resources when they go to a top ranked university. The resources that you get, they're getting the same thing. It's just they're making most out of that resources. But then you who go to a low rank university or a affordable university, you just sit back and relax. And as soon as you start relaxing, you are messed up. So that's the only difference. If you go to affordable university and you know exactly what you want and you work towards it, you will be able to get what you want. And I've seen a lot of people, they kept their head down, they kept working on personal projects, they kept learning a lot of new stuff, whatever was happening in the market, and they kept building relationships with the professionals, and they were able to get a good job. So yeah, I disagree to the final point that she made, that you should always go to top ranked university for masters. You can go to any university you like, but you need to put in a lot of effort and you need to work on your own project. Don't solely rely on the coursework that university is providing. You need to think out of the box. You need to work on your personal projects. You need to learn a lot of new stuff. Then only you will be able to stand out and make a good profile and be able to get a job. So that was my take on that particular video, and have talked about this in the past as well, that your ranking of the university doesn't really matter. It's you who make the difference, and if you keep working towards what you believe in, I'm pretty sure you will be able to find a good job. So yeah, that's all from my side. Do share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? And do check out that video. I will leave the link into the description, and I would really like to see your opinion. And if you have already done masters abroad, what are your experiences? Please do share in the comments. I would like to read them. So yeah, I will leave the link to the do's and don'ts video, or you can just click here and watch that video. You will really find that video helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Happy learning.